In this lecture, we are going to discuss about over-constrained and conflicting constraint geometry. Here you can see I have a rectangle. Now, in this rectangle, suppose if I use some other constraints, maybe this and this, both are parallel. Suppose I say I will make this line perpendicular to this line, which is not possible. So let us give a constraint and see what happens. Here I'll take perpendicularity constraint and I will select this line and I want to make this horizontal line perpendicular with this horizontal line. You can see it is showing a conflicting constraint dialog box where it says resolve sketch and it gives a hint the highlighted three constraints conflict. Select one to delete or convert. What it means is this is a horizontal constraint and we have a vertical constraint here. Now another constraint we are giving which is perpendicularity between these two constraints. So these three constraints are creating a conflict. So we have to delete any one constraint. This constraint we have given now, which is not required. So we will go for undo or we can also go for delete. You can see. So this is conflicting constraint, which means you have given a constraint and again you are giving another constraint which is conflicting that constraint that you have given. Like I have shown you, these two lines are horizontal, so automatically they are parallel to each other. But if you give a perpendicular constraint to that, then it is a conflict. Two parallel lines cannot be perpendicular. So you have to decide which constraint you should keep and which constraint you should delete. Now coming on to over-constraint geometry. Here in this rectangle, as it is a rectangle, so opposite sides are equal. So this line is equal to this line. Suppose again I will give a equal constraint. Click on equal. This line is equal to this. It will show the same conflicting constraint, but here it is considered as a over constraint because if these two vertical constraints are given to these two lines, then automatically these two horizontal lines will be equal. So if you want, you can delete any of this constraint and your geometry will become stable. It depends upon your requirement. I'll go for undo here. Suppose we give another dimension to this line, which should be equal to 300.92. Let us see. But before that, let us lock this dimension. Now, let us go for dimension and click on this line and click here. Here you can see it's a over constrained dialog box where it is saying to resolve the sketch. Here what it means is these three are conflicting. Here this dimension and equal constraint is conflicting. Suppose I will delete this equal length and let these two dimensions be there. So here that equal constraint is removed and we have only these two dimensions. To this 300.93, let us give a value 200. You can see. As the equal constraint has been removed, so we are able to give different lengths. So this is over constraining and conflicting constraint geometries. This will be very useful while doing your sketch. Of course, in each and every example that we do, we will be facing this kind of problems and we will be sorting it out. So you will be having a good experience on resolving these constraints. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss about delete segment, which is a very important tool.